2022 for the National Jewish Assembly. Thank you for coming out to the House of Lords of all places to join us. And in the spirit of keeping speeches to a minimum and maximising the celebration of the miracle of Chanukah, I'm not going to say very much, but I am going to say once again thank you for joining us, and thank you to our hostess, our sponsor, Baroness Deech, who has very kindly sponsored this afternoon's event. Thank you, Baroness Deech, on behalf of all of us. Very much appreciated. And without further ado, I shall hand over to Baroness Deech, who will also say a few words to us.
I hope you'll leave thinking that it's not as sort of jaded and corrupt and so on as the newspapers will have you believe. Now, you may have noticed that I'm losing my voice. And that is actually rather appropriate, because what I like so much about the NJA is it gives you individuals a voice. You don't have to mediate your views through your local synagogue or organisation. You don't have to belong to something. You can just join up and have your say, whoever you are. And that is really very welcome. And I congratulate the Assembly on its growth. Look at the number of people here this afternoon. It's only been going for 7 months, and it has quite a few achievements. It's opened up the debate. We were able to have a debate on the Holocaust Memorial, which the Board of Deputies wouldn't. We've had regular meetings with politicians and, for example, Mark Regev. And just speaking to people now, I can see there might be a demand for the NJA to have a debate about the BBC and its coverage of Israel. A topic which seems to be interesting people. So again, there's another subject for you to discuss. And slowly but surely, you are getting a profile, you're tweeting, you're in the press sometimes, and it's going well. And I think there is no problem of jealousy or competition between organisations. There certainly shouldn't be. My view is let 1,000 flowers bloom. There is room for everybody to join up, have their say, maybe join several organisations. That's fine. We need to have a voice. And I think all of us who have joined are united in just one thing: fighting anti-Semitism. Note the very good report by my colleague Lord John Mann yesterday. Supporting Israel through thick and thin, and protecting Jewish life and traditions in the UK. I don't think we have to get involved in the rest of world affairs. I think we've got quite enough on our plate with those matters which are so close to home. So thank you all for coming. There's a great atmosphere here, plenty of donuts, and I wish you all a happy Hanukkah, and I look forward to the NJA going from strength to strength. Get your friends to sign up. We will have more members. We will keep growing the numbers.
Call upon our chairman, Gary Mond, to say a few words to us all. Over to you, Gary.
A great supporter of the National Jewish Assembly. Indeed, she was actually our first guest speaker when we had our first public meeting in June this year. I also want to thank Steve, who's just been speaking, Steve Winston, who's our full-time role at the NJA, and the 2 new vice chairmen will be Keith Rowe and Lawrence Julius, both of whom are with us today. I also want a pleasure working with for the last 6 years. Dahlia is fantastic. She always goes the extra mile and never leaves any stone unturned when it comes to ensuring that everything we do is successful and well organised. And I also want to thank Dahlia for her 2 grandchildren coming to help with the administration of today's event. We also have a press officer who's sadly not with us today, Heath Sloan. I just want to say a few words about what we've been doing and what we plan to do. We've been having regular speaker meetings, generally having Zoom meetings with 3 speakers an evening, generally having one of those every 6 weeks or so. We've had great face-to-face meetings as well. We had, we also had Mark Regev, who was interviewed by David Rose, who's the political editor of the Jewish Chronicle. That was just a couple of weeks ago. We had 70 or 80 people for that. We are planning, obviously, events for the new year. In the new year, we're going to be having more speaker meetings. We're planning to have one of the government ministers speaking. We're having a government minister for the first time speaking to us. One of the new Home Office ministers who's responsible for safeguarding and safeguarding religious freedoms in particular, which is important. We had a big debate, as Baroness Deech said, on the Holocaust Memorial just 2 or 3 months ago. We're planning more debates for the new year, but perhaps the biggest event we're going to be planning will be on the 14th of May, when we're planning a 75th anniversary party for the State of Israel. That will be held at a venue in central London. We hope that all of you will come to that event, and it will be publicised to all our members in the next month or so. And so really we are moving forward. Now you may say, yes Gary, it's all very well you're organising all these events, but what are you doing with regarding to actually gaining influence? And the answer is, to gain influence we've got to have a bigger membership. We've got 270 at the moment. We're moving up towards 300, and I'm hoping we'll be at 500 within 6 months or so from now. So we're going to certainly be having a membership drive, because the more members we have, the more people will listen to us. And we also have some committees that have recently been formed on various subjects relating to Jewish life, relating to anti-Semitism, relating to Israel, and we hope to start to punch above our weight a little bit in the coming year. All I really now wish to say is to wish everybody a happy Chanukah, and that you will all be hearing, assuming you're all members, you will all be hearing from us early in the new year. And Chanukah Sameach to everyone.
There you go. We are the voice of the people, and we look forward to, in 2023, getting more people to...
ועל הפורקן ועל הגבורות ועל התשובות ועל המלחמות שעשית לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה. על הניסים ועל הפורקן ועל הגבורות ועל התשובות ועל המלחמות שעשית לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה. על הניסים ועל הפורקן ועל הגבורות ועל התשובות ועל המלחמות שעשית לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה. על